May 21st through Wednesday, May 28th. First off, we will start with the North Carolina drought update. This was released earlier this morning and the data goes through Tuesday. If you look in the bottom right-hand corner, you can see that the coverage of D1 and D2 drought decreased by about 5%. Unfortunately, that is because the area under the extreme drought and exceptional drought increased by the same amount. You can see that the strongest category of drought, exceptional drought, was introduced in the northwestern part of the state, not in our forecast area, but still that is about 3.5% of the state that is now in the worst category of the drought. You can see that the extreme drought was expanded slightly across our portion of the area, primarily a little bit south of Wake County. As we look at the upcoming weather pattern for Central North Carolina, today will be the last day in this current stretch of 90-degree weather that we're having. Then as you take a look at each 12-hour period for the next 7 days, we have at least a 30% chance of rain across the entire area for each of those 12-hour periods. Friday and Saturday will be cooler with showers across the north as the result of a backdoor cold front that will be moving through. While we'll still be a little bit warmer, not 90s, but it will be warmer with showers and a better chance of thunderstorms across the south. This is not the type of scenario that will end the drought in a week. However, it is the type of setup that we need to make a dent in the drought that is ongoing. As we take a look at the accumulated forecasts of precipitation over the next 5 days, it's great to see this much color on the map each one of the 5 days across our forecast area. And if you look in the bottom right, you can end up seeing that there's a lot of purple and red across our forecast area, which means anywhere between 1.5 and 4 inches of rain are expected over the next 7 days, which is fantastic news. If we take a look at the excessive rainfall outlook, there is a marginal threat of excessive rainfall or isolated flash flooding for much of the area over the next 3 days. Again, not the entire forecast area each of the 3 days, but everybody should end up having some small threat of that over the next few days. As we take a look at the severe thunderstorm potential over the next 8 days, there is a marginal risk, a level 1 threat for some stronger storms across the Virginia and North Carolina border late this afternoon into this evening. We are also again looking at additional thunderstorms that are possible Friday and Saturday, although again with that front that'll be making its way through, the greatest chance of those thunderstorms will be to the south and east. As we go through the 8 to 14 day temperature and precipitation outlook, on the left-hand side, you can end up seeing that most of those colors are to our west. So we are generally under the gray, which means near normal temperatures. If you take a look at the 8 to 14 day precipitation outlook, you can see that we are slightly favored for above normal rainfall. Looking at the graphical hazardous weather outlook, you can end up seeing that the 2 primary threats that we have are going to be lightning in general, again, across all 7 days coming up in the forecast, with the highest threat for that lightning going to be today. Not sure why it didn't highlight the severe thunderstorm threat for today, but again, we do have that marginal threat across the north. And then the excessive rainfall, I already showed you the graphics for today, tomorrow, and Saturday. We are also outlooked for the excessive rainfall or isolated flash flooding potential on Monday as well. So taking a look at our weather summary and expected impacts, today will be the last day in this stretch with highs in the 90s. There is at least a 30% chance of rain during every 12-hour period over the next 7 days. Friday and Saturday will be cooler with showers across the north, while it will be warmer with showers and a better chance of storms across the south. And while this won't end the drought in a week, this is the type of setup that we are going to need to make a dent in that drought. From a hazards and impacts perspective, we do have a marginal threat of excessive rainfall or isolated flash flooding for much of the area today, tomorrow, Saturday, and into Monday. And there's also a marginal risk for some stronger storms along the Virginia and North Carolina border late this afternoon into this evening.